we definitely have more to do today than we will get done. So we got a new type of livestock.
And not just one.
We got 8 of them. We had a lot of plans of things we were going to do. This was not on the list.
Nope.
And now it's suddenly stuff we got to rush and get going right now. So that's what we're looking at here. Is we got some wood from a local mill. These are little offcuts, just the like end piece that can't be turned into dimensional lumber or anything. Yep. So it's going to be a little bit more creative as to how we have to put it together, because it's not standard lumber, but it should work out pretty well for at least this project and probably lots of projects. I got wood. So this is the new chicken pen as of yesterday, I believe. We had to move them in here to make room for the new livestock that is now in their old pen. So for a lot of our livestock, we're usually pretty careful about why we're selecting them. And it usually has to do with production qualities or like hardiness or the things that they can eat that match with our property a little bit better. These latest ones don't really fit the mold, and we'll be definitely talking about that. But I got here a Chanticleer, Canada's only heritage breed of chicken. This was one that we selected because it's got these tiny little combs, so they're way less likely to get any sort of frostbite on them. They were designed for the cold. So it's Canada's breed for a reason. Rather than getting southern chickens and then wondering why we're having such trouble with them, we got the right bird for the job. And generally we try to do that. Like I said, these new animals, not exactly the case, and we'll talk about why that is. Even our trees here on the homestead are chosen basically to try to find the best one for the job. We planted these black locusts from seed this spring, and they're now at about 5 feet tall for the taller ones here. So again, we like to choose things based on the best one for the job. These black locusts definitely fit the bill. Chanticleers fit the bill. As we consider different things going forward, that's often something we're trying to consider. Let's go over to the pen and check out what we did instead. Time for the reveal. Let's see what we got in here. So, these are goats. These are actually mini goats, prized for being cute. So I'd imagine you probably have the question, why did we get mini cute pet goats that have been very loved on and babied? And the reason for that, we will tell you very shortly, but in the meantime, we actually have to get to work because we have a male who we have to keep separate from all these females. So we got to build a pen within this whole area here just for the male. And the male's name is Elliot. All the goats actually have names. We're going to keep them as they are. They came with the names. I don't know if they recognize them or not, but either way, the names are good.
Eenies.
Hello. Hi.
I kiss your face.
Elliot. I kiss your face.
Over there building the pen, and I've gotten distracted. So in the middle of building this new pen for the goats, we got the call that there's actually more grain ready for us at one of the breweries in town. So I've got to drop everything, clean out the empty bins that we have, and go to town and get some more grain for the pigs. All right, so I am now off to go get spent grain from town. It is occurring to me that it's Saturday. So I don't enjoy going to the city on Saturdays. Or Mokto's not so bad, but Freddie, I may have to treat myself to a basic bee coffee or something because of it, to be honest. Trick here is getting close enough that I can let the tailgate down and then have like no space. We're gonna go with that. Nope. Gotta back up like another foot. Alright, so I still need bedding and a coffee. The traffic in this city is absolutely nothing compared to what I came from. I can own that. But I've become so used to having no traffic that any amount of traffic is just, it just fries my brain. And after the week I had driving, it's a lot. Now it's time to go to the feed store to get more shavings. The goats are eating less than I expected them to eat, but they're also going through a lot more shavings. That's something I wasn't expecting. It's no big deal. Mediocre coffee. Perfect. Feed store is another place I don't like going on Saturday. So now I'm going back home and we will see how far Jack has made it on the house, because I left him alone to do that. So hopefully he's made some good progress. I haven't heard from him, so we're not, you know, unexpectedly needing some supply, which is great, which is usually what happens. When I go out, there's like 18 more things that I have to get. So yeah, head back, see where we are at, and continue building a goat house. Look at this progress. My goodness. That looks awesome.
It's a log cabin.
It does look like a log cabin. Elliot, you got a log cabin. So here I am discussing what we're gonna do with the rest of our day. Obviously finish this. But Jack just let me know that there's more grain available at the other place. And that's the one I can't get myself.
Yeah.
So what do you wanna do? Finish this and then do our Mokto? Get the grain, groceries, dinner. Construction goats.
So just as I'm putting the finishing touches on this door here, figured I'd go through some of the questions you probably have about the goats. You might think that we're trying to get goats for milk. They're not really a milk breed. They can be milked. It's just not a super efficient breed for that. So no, we didn't get them for milk. Other thing that people get goats for is meat. And no, we did not get, you know, cutesy Nigerian dwarfs and pygmies for meat. If we wanted meat, we probably would have gotten boar goats. So these goats are probably not destined to ever be meat. To some degree, we will milk them, but no, that's neither of those kind of normal purposes. A little bit higher. So this is the latch. Just a 2x2 on a screw. And a stop, which is also a screw. Some back stops here, so it can't get pushed in the other way.
You gonna go in, Ivy?
Yeah, so I can see.
Happy Elliot. Oh, Eloise.
So you see here, Lindsay got our hay feeder put up here. That's just to keep it off the ground so they waste a little bit less of it, hopefully. So we have one of these over here. We also have one in our new pen for Elliot. Both of these areas are going to have access to the outside. So we're going to create pens. That's our next big set of projects, is an area for Elliot and an area for all the ladies, so they can get out onto grass and hopefully new areas of grass. The more we can keep them on pasture, the less hay they have to eat. So I think this pen, we were just talking about this before, but I believe this pen costs us maybe about $5. We already had the screws, and this is counting the cost of the screws, but we already had them. But we paid not very much for a large load, and we could have even had a larger load for the same price of the ends of the wood. And we had deck screws already, as we always do, because that's the only kind of screw we buy and use. So we had deck screws, and we just put it in. This framework was already here, but we could have built it. We did have some dimensional lumber upstairs. We used one 2x4 over there, and one on this corner, and a little bit of 2x2s for the gate here. We already had this little bit of hardware cloth. So as far as money out, it was probably more like $2 we used. As far as actual expense, it was probably more like $5. Not too bad, and it's a very sturdy pen. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. So one question remains to be answered. Why did we get a bunch of mini goats? The answer to that is that we're going to be starting to run some goat walks. We're gonna have people come to the farm, pick out a goat, walk it along the trails we have along the back. We'll have areas for the goats to jump up on top of things and off of things, areas for people to sit on benches with the goats. We've seen some businesses doing similar things, and they seem to be doing very well with it. It seems to be kind of in the same vein as goat yoga, but not everyone does yoga. Some people just walk. So that's a perfect solution for those people. So what it's going to do for us is it's going to get people out to the farm to hear about all the other things we're doing and see it. It's going to get them to understand that we're doing the U-pick and that we have our farm store. There'll be some income from the goat walking itself, as well as the fact that it goes right through the winter. So that's a big benefit. We'll have to groom the trails, which has its own challenges, I'm sure. And we'll have hot chocolate when they get back. And I think it's a nice winter activity for people. Gonna be some happy piggies.
We're just waiting for pizza. There's no way it was cooking.
Something aluminum.
I wanted to go sit somewhere, but Jack didn't put clothes on, so.